Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Detroit Tigers franchise mode here in MLB The Show 21. So in last episode, we had a very close series with the Baltimore Orioles and only winning in the 5-game series, but oh my god, it was so close. Like, we literally almost lost the series. Now, game 1 was a really tight one. It went to 15 innings. We won 7-6. Game number 2, we won 6-4 in 9 innings, but then we lost 1-0 and 15-5 in game 4, and I was really concerned. Now, going into Game 5, it was also a really tough time for our offense for the most part. We were down 2-0 going into the bottom of the 9th, and we scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. We literally chased our closer, and we won 3-2 off a walk-off hit from Luis Garcia. So, we're going to be going on to the ALCS, my bad, against Toronto for the second time in as many years, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, the winner of the series will go to the World Series to face, either Colorado or Cincinnati. Now, Colorado won over 100 games this year, so I'm pretty concerned if we are to get to a final against them that we were going to lose. And then Cincinnati is also a pretty solid team, if I'm not mistaken. We could actually take a look at that quickly. So as you can see, in terms of those NL teams, the Reds went 89-73. And then the Rockies went 101-61. They won the entire league, which is pretty scary. Now, the Toronto Blue Jays, who we're facing right now, went 87-75, so they also had a pretty solid record, and obviously they knocked us out last year. Now, for us, though, we are better at them than contact and power, and we are also actually better than them in pitching. Defensively, they are way better, and speed-wise, they're a little bit better, so that's the only problem, is their defense could actually maybe play good against us and stop our offense from contributing, but you never know. We do have a really good offensive core, so it should be an interesting one to see who gets on to the World Series final. Let me show you guys their roster again, just in case you forget from last episode, but it's pretty much the exact same as what we faced last year, I'm pretty sure. So they got Polk, Hall, Siebold, Loshi, and Cousins as their pitchers. And then in bullpen-wise, they actually have some good guys like Boone Mortensen, Hector Maitre, and Mackenzie Gore. They also have some average guys like Bennett Sousa and Gerardo Reyes, who similarly look like pretty good. And setup-wise, they have Nick Margevicius, I don't even pronounce that, Felipe Ayala, and Dylan File, who used to be with us. And then if we go to their lineup, it's pretty much the exact same as last year as well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they have Porter Uchida, Akil Baddoo, who used to play with us as well, Jacob Gonzalez, KJ Harrison, Keone Cavaco, Shedlong Jr., Brock Deatherage, who used to play with us, and then Trevor Larnach and Felipe Colon. And in terms of their bench players, Michael Bush, Charlie Lowry, Troy Slinger. Yeah, Troy Slinger, not Sillinger, and Aaron Whitefield. So, yeah, it should be an interesting matchup. Obviously, we got to contain that offense of theirs, and hopefully our offense can play good against their pitching. So anyways, let's get into this ALCS and see if we can get to our first ever World Series final, or are we going to be losing to Toronto again? I'm pretty sure, who won the World Series last year? I think we could check, right? How do we check this? League history, I think there's a thing for. Stats. Achievements. I don't even know where it is that you can take a look at who won the World Series in previous years, I think. Oh, actually, we'll be able to tell. So, here if we go to... Yeah, it looks like the Mets won last year, and then it was Boston that won the year before, and then Toronto won a few years ago, and KJ Harrison was still there, so we got to watch out for KJ Harrison. But anyways, let's get into this and see if we can knock out Toronto this year. View today's games. Our game starts at 7:05. Let's see if we could take it as Chauncey McElroy will start for Game 1. They are starting Alec Polk for Game 1, who didn't have a great first game, apparently, in the playoffs. So let's see if Chauncey can do us some good stuff and get us a win. We do have home field advantage again, and we will for the entire playoffs until we face Colorado if we do face them. So, Chauncey starting the game, and we will leave our lineup the same. We are back to full health pretty much, except for Gary Hara is still out for a couple weeks, so hopefully he does come back by the time we get to a World Series if we do go to the World Series final in this episode. But I don't think he will, who knows, because once we get Gary Hara back, that's a huge addition to our lineup. But anyways, let's get through this a little bit quickly to start off this game and see what happens. So they score a run, which is not good. Oh, this is not a good way to start off for Chauncey. Chauncey did have a rough year against, or really rough playoffs last year against Toronto, if I'm not mistaken. Down 2-0 so far. We haven't scored anything. Down 3-0, and we've already allowed 6 hits in 3 innings. I might have to take out Chauncey soon, because that's not a really good start. At least this series is 7 games, but still, Alec Polk is playing really good right now, which is not good. He's not allowed a single hit so far from us. There's our first hit, but we don't convert on anything. We'll keep Chauncey in for 1 or 2 more innings, maybe. And he gives up another run. We're down 4-0. We've given up 8 hits in 5 innings, and we only have 1 hit ourselves. That's not good. Yeah, we're going to take Chauncey out now and make a pitching change here in the 6th. I think we have to try McGrath. Grubb got called up, which is interesting. He'd had a terrible regular season, but I could try Grubb. Or I could try McGrath. I think I'm going to try McGrath, because McGrath hasn't played at all yet so far. So McGrath in the 6th is going to give up a run. We're down 5-0. This is not a good first game. Hopefully we could bounce back in our next game if we end up losing this one. Come on, boys. We need our offense going. There's 2 runs scored to make it a 5-2 game. That's good to see that we're scoring runs on limited hits, because we have 2 runs on 3 hits, which is a good thing. 7th inning, no runs scored. Good stuff. Come on, boys. Let's tie this game up here, and we're going to make it a 5-3 game. Okay. Our last 2 innings have been pretty good so far. We're only down by 2 now, and we do have 6 hits, so we're kind of heating up a little bit. McGrath is going to have another good inning there in the 8th, like in that. 8th for us, and we're not going to get anything going. We're still down 5-3 going into the 9th. We're still going to keep McGrath in for now because he's been solid, and he's not going to give up anything to good again. Okay, going into the bottom of the 9th, down by 2. We've been in this situation before, obviously, like last game when we played Baltimore. Let's see if we could somehow pull out a win in this series. Or not the series, in this game at least first. The series afterwards, but Brandon Marsh up to bat. He's going to swing, and they are going to bring out Dylan File, who's their closer. Come on, Brandon. And he gets a solo home run to make it a one-run lead only for Toronto. That's huge from Brandon Marsh. Hitting a home run off the first hit, or first pitch, or something like that from Dylan File. Alberto Vargas is up, and he's going to pop up, which is not good. Rick Plummer up to bat. He singles. We should try and get him to steal, so he's going to try and steal, and he does steal easily. Castro now could bring in the tying run, and he's going to walk instead, which I will take, but now that sets up the double play, which is not good. Luis Garcia, last game he played, he got the walk-off. Let's see if he could tie this game up here. He swings, and he flies out. That's not good. 2 outs and 2 men on base. Mark Sullivan is up. He's not been a really good DH so far. Should I change for him? Let's do a pinch hitter. Who do I want to bring in? Valdez. Yeah, we'll bring in Fernando Valdez, because why not? Fernando Valdez looking to bring in the tying run, or maybe even win the game for us. He swings, and we lose 5-4 in game 1. We almost came back in that one, but it was a little too late. So Porter Uchida gets the player of the game for them, going 2 for 4 with a run, a home run, and 2 RBIs, and 1 base on balls. But we lose a close one again in game 1, so another close loss, like game number 3 pretty much of the Baltimore series. So not a great first game. Hopefully our offense is off to a better start next game, but at least we came close near the end of it, I'd say. But let's get into game number 2. I don't think I need to make any changes to our lineup. But I don't really like how Sullivan's been playing in the playoffs. Like, he's a good DH, but he's just not been that great. I could use Rick Plummer instead as a DH or something. I don't know. Yeah, let's try. Actually, maybe let's try Brandon Marsh as the DH instead. Yeah, we'll try Brandon Marsh as the DH instead of Sullivan. Just because Mark Sullivan's not been that great. I would rather use him maybe as a really good bench option. So yeah, we'll do that, and I think I'll keep Sullivan on for no DH. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay, that is good to go. So we are down 1-0 in the series. Colorado's up 2-0 on Cincinnati already. Let's see if we could tie the series, headed back to Toronto for 3 straight games. Because if we lose this, there's a good chance we might end up losing this series. Let's view today's game. 7:05 start. It is going to be David Jordan against DL Hall for game number 2. Come on, David Jordan. Let's have a strong game, man. Okay, David Jordan, and lineup is good to go as well. Let's go through this. And they get a hit, but nothing to go through it. Let's just go through this a little bit quickly. They do go up 1-0 in the second. We don't get anything there. We're still not getting a lot of hits early in these games. It seems like we come up late in games, but not early on. 4 hits in 3 innings. That's not that great, but we only have allowed 1 run. Still have only allowed 1 run. There we go. We got 2 hits, but no run. Come on, boys. We give up 2 runs. We're down 3-0. Our offense is not good in the beginning of games at all. I don't like that at all. Bottom of the 5th. And we don't get anything going really. David Jordan's getting tired. We'll do 1 more inning with them. Come on, offense. You need to literally get going, man. We're down 3-0. Okay, there's more hits, but we don't score anything, which really sucks that we didn't. Let's make a pitching change, and we will throw in... We'll throw in James. Why not? James comes in and plays good for that inning. That's good to see. We do get 2 runs in the 7th. That makes it a 1-run game. And we are now tied in hits, so that was a really big inning for us. Only down by 1 run. Going into the top of the 8th. Come on, boys. Still down by 1 run. And we're still down by 1 run going into the 9th. It seems like we're always trailing going into the 9th. At least of the last 3 games. Come on, boys. We gotta win this. Let's get through this inning fast. And they go up by 2 runs as they add to their lead. But now we have Carmen Nunez, who's trying to get our team back in this. He's gonna swing. And they're gonna make a pitching change to their closer again. Come on, Carmen. He flies out. That's not good. Brandon Marsh up. He walks. That's good. But he doesn't really have good stealing, so we can't get him to steal. Vargas up, and he strikes out. Rick Plummer, the last hope of this team. And he pops up, and we're going to lose 4-2 in Game 2. That's not good. We might be getting eliminated in Toronto unless we could win 2 road games, which we have not won a road game so far in the playoffs. That is not good. Dennis Tucker is going to start next game, which is good because Dennis Tucker has been pretty solid so far. And then Casey Mize is supposed to start game number 4, which is a little skeptical because he was not good as a reliever. We used him as a reliever last series. And then if we get to it, maybe Charlie Selby will come in for game 5. But let's get into game number 4 and see if Dennis Tucker could pull out a win for us. Because we are looking like we're not going to get to the World Series again. Like, we're coming so close to the World Series, but we just never get there. Come on, boys. Let's get a win in Toronto. At the Rogers Center. Tucker's starting. And we're going to leave the lineup the exact same, I think. Yeah, hopefully Gary Harrett comes back soon because I really could use him. Let's go through the beginning of this really quickly. Nobody's scoring early so far. Very quiet game so far. They get the first run of the game. They're up 1-0. They have 3 hits. We have 2 hits. Come on, boys. And there we go. 3 runs for us in the 5th to make us have a 3-1 lead. You love to see it. Bottom of the 5th, they get 2 runs of their own, and this game's tied right back up. That is not good. Top of the 6th, and we get 1 run of our own to go back up 4-3. We'll do 1 more inning for Dennis Tucker, and he's not going to give up anything good. Let's keep it going, boys. Up by only 1 run, Dennis Tucker is going to get taken out, and we are going to put in Grubb this time around. Grubb in the 7th is not going to give up anything. That's perfect. Top of the 8th, we get 3 runs. That is crucial to this lead, and we're up by 4 now going into the bottom of the 8th. That is big. Grubb in the 8th is not going to give up anything as we go to the top of the 9th. We don't add anything. We're up 7-3 going into the bottom of the 9th. We should be able to win this now, as long as we could just have Jeremy Grubb play good here. And he's going to play good there, and we're going to win 7-3 in game number 3. And we are still alive. We're not going to get swept, at least. And Bronson Bonner is going to be the player of the game, which is kind of surprising. Going 1 for 2 with 1 run, a home run, and 5 RBIs in the game, which is probably a career high from him. He also had 1 base on balls. But that's a nice game win in Toronto. And if we win this game, we're going to have a tie series, which is also really good. Hopefully we could do that. Really good game from, well, solid game from Dennis Tucker, but it was a good game also from Jeremy Grubb, who helped get us that win. Let's get into game number 4 and see if Casey Mize could get us a playoff win, because he's not been that great so far in the playoffs. I'm a little bit skeptical about playing him because of how he played last game that he was in the lineup. But we'll see if we can get a win here in Toronto and tie the series up. Because I don't think I could start Charlie Selby instead. But then I would be looking at probably starting Casey for game 5. I'm going to start Casey for this game, even though he's been terrible. And we're going to keep the lineup the same. Hopefully Casey could play like he did like a few years ago, because his play is starting to drop off a lot. Come on, boys. Let's win this game. They get an opening run again, which is not good. Still down 1-0. Hey, we tied the game up. That's good. Casey's actually been solid so far in this game. He's got 5 strikeouts in 6 innings. And still 1-1 game through all these innings. Damn, this is a really close game as well. We've had a lot of close games in this playoff run so far. 6 innings, still 1-1 game. Hey, we take the lead 2-1. Let's go. Casey still has energy. 2-1. They've only had 2 hits in this game, so we're like playing really good against their offense, and Casey's having a strong game, which is exactly what I needed from him. Bottom of the 7th, and they get 8 runs. Of course, after I say Casey was so good, he plays terrible in that huge inning. We're down by 7 runs now going into the 8th, all of a sudden after being up 2-1. Casey, you just completely blew it, and you're probably going to blow the series for us because of that inning. I knew I should have taken him out. Top of the 8th for us. We're not going to get anything. We have more hits than them, but we are down by 7 runs, and Casey's got no energy. We're going to make a pitching change and bring back in Mayer. Come on, Mayer. And he's going to play good in that one. But we're down by 7 runs going to the bottom of the 9th. I don't think we're going to come back from this, but you never know. Vargas up, and they bring out Felipe Ayala. And it's a ground out. Bronson Bonner grounds out. Brandon Marsh pops up. And we lose 9-2 because Casey Mize played terrible in that 7th inning. KJ Harrison's the player of the game, who got them the lead probably in that 7th inning. Oh, man, that's not good. We're down 3-1 in the series. And we have another game in Toronto. We need to win 3 straight games if we want to get to a World Series. Colorado swept Cincinnati, so Colorado's going back to the World Series. Not a surprise because how they played during the regular season. I'm not going to make any lineup changes. Charlie Selby played good last round in that game 5 situation. So let's see if Charlie Selby could have a good game here and keep us alive in the series, or are we going to get eliminated by Toronto again, which I hope is not the case. Come on, Selby, you can do this, man. You can do this. We believe in you here. It sucks that it's 3 straight road games instead of going back to Detroit, though. So yeah, Selby's going to start, and yeah, lineup's going to stay the same. Carmen Nunez has been terrible, though, this postseason. Let's advance, and let's get into this and see if we could stay alive. Come on, boys. Let's go through this a little bit quickly to start off with. Quiet so far in this game. They do get the opening run again for like the 3rd straight game, as we're down 1-0 going into the 5th. Come on, boys. We don't tie it up. Still nothing. We do have 5 hits, which is good, but we're not converting. Still down 1-0. 7th inning, we do not get anything. And I'll keep Selby in for 1 more inning, and he gives up another run. We're down 2-0 going into the 8th. We're 2 innings away from being eliminated. Top of the 8th, we don't get anything. Still down 2-0, and now we're down 3-0. Going into the top of the 9th, we need 3 runs to stay alive. Bronson Bonner's up the bat. He swings. They bring out their closer. Bonner up. He pops up. Brandon Marsh up the bat. Swings. He pops up. We're down to our last out of the season. Eduardo Cortez swings. He singles. Robbie Harvey is up to bat. He's been really good this year. He swings and he flies out, and we've been eliminated in 4 games by the Toronto Blue Jays. God damn, we're that close to getting to a World Series again, and the Blue Jays stomp us down. Wow. We do not score a single run in that game. We got shut out. Well, we had 8 hits, but we just didn't convert. That really sucks. We came that close. We had a good game in game number 3. Yeah, game number 3, but we just had a really rough series. How do we go from being like the best team in terms of overalls to lose pretty much to Toronto? It seems like we always lose to Toronto regardless. Like their lineup just gets it done. Colorado's more than likely going to win the World Series, but that really sucks. Let's take a look at our player stats for the playoffs. And then we'll probably simulate to see who ends up winning the World Series and all that stuff. And then that'll be it for this episode and whatnot. But man, that really sucks that we lost. I thought this was the year that we could win a World Series. So let's take a look. So Montenegro led in runs with 7 runs in 8 games. Hits, Cortez was really good. Brandon Marsh was really good home run wise and RBI wise. Batting average wasn't really a huge problem. Some of these guys really shouldn't have struggled, like Garcia, Valdez, Nunez especially had a really rough playoffs. We could have used him to be a little bit better. A couple of good OPS players as well. And then if we go to our pitchers, Diego Corona, we didn't actually end up playing Diego Corona after the first game of the first round, which is kind of surprising. But yeah, Corona was fantastic when he did play. Jordan was Dennis Tucker was solid. James Mayer was solid. Casey Mize was terrible. I think we got to trade away Casey in next episode, to be honest, in the offseason. Free up some cap space. And he is on the decline. He might end up retiring soon, too. Chauncey was not that great. We need him to be better. Chavez was good when he played. Yeah, we had some good players in terms of pitching, but some of them played terrible. So that's that, and I think that's it. Yeah, let's see who ends up winning the World Series between Toronto and Colorado. And it's going to be the Toronto Blue Jays. So we end up losing to the best team again. And somehow the Blue Jays knock off the top team in the league in 6 games. The Blue Jays are a hack in this, honestly. They get through Texas, which makes sense. They get through us, and they get through Colorado. Man, that blows. Hopefully we don't suffer any retirements. Gary Hara is out for only a couple more days, but he will be back soon. So there you go on that front. Let's take a look at those awards in the World Series. So Gonzalez is going to be the World Series MVP. He was really good in that World Series, apparently. And then, what was the other thing? Postseason MVP for Colorado was Zanoiva. And Cavaco for the Blue Jays. Let's advance just a few days just so we can see the retirements. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's just see who retired for the season, and then I'll be it for this episode. So, see if we lost anybody, which it does not look like the case, unfortunately. Or not unfortunately, good. But these are the retirements anyways. In case you guys wanted to see the retirements already. Doesn't look like anybody's super important, like anybody that we used to have. Oh, Randy Rosarina retired back in St. Louis. We had him for a little bit, but he was terrible. And that's pretty much that. Ronald Acuna Jr. also retires as a free agent. So that is the retirement class. Francisco Lindor is going to be the only inductee into the Hall of Fame, which is kind of surprising that Acuna didn't make it. So that's that, and I think that's pretty much it. So contract-wise for the offseason, we could qualify Garcia, and we could qualify Selby and Green, stuff like that, but we more than likely are going to be losing some big players this offseason. There's a couple players we already lost, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a few players we already lost. We're going to have to probably trade away somebody to free up some cap space in next episode, because if we look at our budget right now, I feel like the most logical option for our team to do is to trade away Casey Mize. because Casey was really rough this year, and we don't have a lot of budget to work with in terms of signing back our free agents. And I think getting somebody like Luis Garcia back is almost essential because we don't really have another shortstop after him. Like, we have Vince Means, but I don't really trust Vince Means. Like, he hasn't really played much, but I don't really trust him, to be honest. So, yeah, that's probably something we're going to have to do is trade away Casey. Because he's 35 now, he's an 84 overall. He's just dropping off, and he's making $18 million bucks. That will free us up some cap space to get Garcia and probably Selby. We could let go of Joe Green. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much that. Let me take a look at player contracts again. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to take a quick look at the trading block in case we want to make trades in the offseason. But if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. But those are like the big name players that are tradable or on the trading block. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Detroit Tigers franchise mode. So next episode, we will have an entire offseason again as we look to kind of maintain this team, and hopefully we can win soon because a lot of our guys are getting older, and I would really like to win a World Series before some of them retire, like Gary Hara and like guys like Garcia, Selby, etc. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.